Hello friends, again I am today before you with the model answer of yesterday's case study. As you know, every alternate day we are giving one case study and then we are giving one theoretical question. So now today is the turn of case study is model answer. So now let us see what was the case study and what can be the model answer for that. Now, if you remember, the case study was a Dalit woman dies due to denial of ambulance service. Locals claim casteist neglect. How do you address structural and ethical failures in this case? So now this case study, uh, this is very important because this kind of situations do come where unfortunate incidents take place and civil servants or bureaucrats or the concerned officer has to take necessary action and his necessary action also will define what happens in that place or district and how people take it. This kind of situations do come in the career of any civil servants. I have faced so many times, and everybody will face like that. So now let us see what can be the. First we should analyze what are the various ethical issues involved, what are various constitutional issues involved, and then what are the ethical theories which are applicable here, what will be our course of action, and then finally we can conclude with a positive or futuristic uh, comment. So now let us see the first issues involved and particularly ethical failures which have happened in this case. So first is caste-based exclusion. So denial of medical service based on caste violates Article 15(2) and may amount to atrocity under sections 3110 and 31Y, 31X as well as 31Y of the SC/ST Prevention Act. So, this dying of a Dalit woman due to denial of ambulance service not only violates constitutional provisions but also it's an offense under SC/ST Prevention Act, SC/ST Atrocities Prevention Act. So, this is first legal point which we are observing. Then another article of Constitution is being violated, right to life and death. Article 21 guarantees right to life, which includes timely medical care. Now there is another one case of Supreme Court also we are quoting, Paschim Banga Khet Mazdoor Samiti versus State of West Bengal. This is 1996 case. So this case has decided that right to life includes timely medical care also. This is the responsibility of the state. So this is again a constitutional important violation of right. Then administrative apathy. Repeated neglect in Dalit dominated areas reflects entrenched structural inequality. So this also reflects administrative apathy of the various officers who are in control of that area or that service. Then what are various ethical theories which can be applied in this case? Let us understand that. Now, first is Rawlsian justice. Institutions must prioritize the most disadvantaged. Inaction here reflects unjust institutional design. So these two principles which Rawls has given, that institutions should be fair and the most disadvantaged communities should not be neglected. Both are violated here. Then ethics of care. Carol Gilligan, she has come up with ethics of care. Bureaucratic systems often lack relational sensitivity. Care ethics demands responsive, empathetic, and context-aware governance, especially toward historically marginalized communities. Then another Max Weber we are quoting regarding bureaucracy. Max Weber has written extensively. So Weberian responsibility ethics. Civil servants are morally accountable not only for their actions but also for systemic inaction. So this is again a quote we are giving from Max Weber. Then Gandhian ideal, Gandhian ethics. The soul of India lives in villages where injustice to the weakest must shake the conscience of governance. So this is again a Gandhian ideal that Antyodaya, poorest of the poor has to be taken care of. That's what we are quoting here. So basically, these are various ethical principles and theories which directly apply to this case. Now, let us see what can be the action which can be taken. Now, action has, basically divided in two parts, basically. One is immediate action, what will be taken, immediate corrective action, and then subsequent, and then second part is what other reforms, etc., we will suggest, or what training programs we will launch. So basically, two kinds of action, immediate and then middle term action. So let us see what immediate corrective action. Maybe in some case studies, you will have to divide like that also. Okay, these 2-3 actions we need to take immediately, and then these 2-3 in for long term benefit or for middle term benefit we have to take. So now let us see what is the immediate corrective action can be taken in this case. Now, swift accountability has to be fixed. So, immediately accountability has to be fixed in such case. The concerned officer has to be suspended, and if prima facie evidence is there, initiate legal proceedings under SC/ST Act. So, this suspension, disciplinary action, initiating legal proceedings under SC/ST Act, all these things should be done. After fixing accountability, within no time, immediately, some preliminary inquiry can be done immediately, and then this can be done. Second point is compensation and acknowledgement. Offer ex gratia relief and publicly acknowledge systemic failure to restore trust. Because unless you acknowledge your failure or the system's failure, the system will not be corrected. So this has to be done, and one has to be honest to that extent. And compensation necessarily has to be, there is already in various state governments or even central government, various compensation amounts are fixed for various kinds of this thing. If for some cases compensation is not indicated in law or fixed, then there are Prime Minister relief funds at central level and CM relief fund at state level. From that relief funds also, in a number of cases, compensations are given or helps are extended financially to various victims also. So that kind of thing can be done. So basically, compensation and acknowledgement is second step. Third is independent fact finding. Constitutes a panel including SC commission representatives in state level. Also, there are scheduled caste commissions are there in central level. Also, scheduled caste commissions are there. So just to build up the confidence, the independent fact finding, and particularly who are pro to that community, who are not biased against that community, should be there in the team of fact finding team. So a panel including SC commission representatives and human rights officials. So it can be a multi-member kind of commission that can be constituted for unbiased investigation, and this should be done. So this is independent fact finding. Then fourth is community outreach. Personally visit the village, engage in dialogue, and initiate reconciliation measures with the affected community. Now this is again a part of emotional intelligence, because if you are a little good communicator, you can understand the emotions of others, you empathize with their situation, definitely you will do, and you will try to normalize the situation. So these are the immediate things which any administrator has to do. Now, what are various other structural and institutional reforms which can be carried out? Let us understand that also. First is mandatory caste sensitivity and ethics of care training. So this can be done for the employees or the officers who are working in that area. So institutionalize compassion and equity in service delivery through regular sensitization of frontline staff. So this has to be done, because this will make them more sensitive towards the needs of the weakest of the society, or poorest of the poor and marginalized communities, and this will improve the situation in future. Then second is decentralized emergency care. So this again important, because if you understand that in that area or in that locality or that district, the emergency healthcare or emergency care is not sufficient, then you have to increase it and decentralize it. Establish rapid response health units in SC/ST dominated clusters with real-time grievance tracking. And now, the tracking, etc., also can be done real time using good softwares have come. So that also through mobile app, through otherwise web softwares, it can be done. So that also has to be done. Next is equity-based resource allocation. Prioritize vulnerable habitations in ambulance deployment and health infrastructure. This is again important. because in rich localities, these things are not required because they can serve themselves. But in definitely poorer or vulnerable habitations, they require this. So this has to be done. Then participatory oversight. Create local monitoring committees, including Dalit representatives, to oversee delivery of essential services. Now, this is important not only for health services, but even for others also. Education may be there one. There are several welfare schemes also that also can be monitored. Then there are some pension distribution, or so many other schemes will be there. So participatory oversight with local community, particularly the representatives of the those marginalized communities, can be created. So these steps, some short term, some middle term steps can be taken to rectify this situation. So this can be the answer. Now, what can be conclusion? Let us see. This tragedy is not just a procedural lapse, it is a moral failure of the state. Ethical administration cannot rest on mechanical rule following. It must be rooted in compassion, care, and structural justice. Rebuilding public trust requires more than punishment. It demands transforming institutions to care ethically and act equitably, ensuring dignity for every citizen, especially the historically silenced. So basically, again, you see, I mean, I keep on telling you have to prepare a notebook of ethical words and phrases which you will keep on using while writing the answers, because that will make your answers more impressive, and that will make examiner also understand that you know you have understood in a very nice manner, and you can present yourself also in a very impressive manner. So in conclusion, also such words and phrases have been used in other writings also, and previous paragraphs also this has been done. So this is one of my important suggestions to all the candidates. Please do that. So now this completes the uh, model answer for the case study. Now for tomorrow, let us see what question we will deal tomorrow. So now this is the question. In situations of ethical conflict, impartiality must not become moral indifference. Critically examine the limits of neutrality in public administration using relevant examples. Now here you see two words have been used. In first sentence, impartiality has been used, and in second line, neutrality has been used. Now impartiality and neutrality are same words, similar words. So don't think that now the question is being asked in something different. So basically, these are interchangeable words, and accordingly it has been used here, sometimes just to confuse the candidates. So I will read it again. In situations of ethical conflict, impartiality must not become moral indifference. Critically examine the limits of neutrality in public administration using relevant example. Now, this we have to answer in about 150 words, and I will be coming up with the model answer tomorrow. So, thanks a lot for watching today's video. We'll meet again tomorrow with the model answer for this question. Thank you, one and all.